Hey y'all, one quick note about the program today. This was recorded in October, and at the time I was still under embargo about the secret set visit of Lady and the Tramp. So I wasn't able to say anything about it. I also had not seen the movie at that time. If you listen to the Movie Minute Monday, you know that is no longer the case. And this week, all secrets are being revealed from the set visit. If you want to know what it's like to be on set while one of these movies is going on, come over to noguiltfangirl.com and read all about it. I have interviews with some of the stars of the show. I describe what happened on the set and talk to a lot of folks that were involved with the making of Lady and the Tramp. And it was just a lot of fun. It was really cool. All right. That's what I wanted to tell you. But when I recorded this, I was sitting on that big secret and I wasn't able to quite chime in the way I wanted to. But everybody, I want you to meet Andria. She's going to talk a little bit about her experience as a DVC member on the Disney Cruise Line. And she got to see Lady and the Tramp before anybody did, which is really cool and worth fangirling over.
Welcome to the No Guilt Fangirls podcast, where liking what you like is never a bad thing. Here's your host and head fangirl in charge, Patty Holiday.
Hey y'all, welcome to the No Guilt Fangirls podcast. I'm your host and head fangirl in charge, Patty Holiday. First off, just a reminder, please be sure to leave those reviews, those 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. It is super appreciated by me, and it helps other fangirls find us. So if you just can take a moment and do that, that would be awesome. Now, on the podcast today, we've got kind of this little mish-mash of information that I want to fangirl to surprise nobody out there listening who has heard anything I've ever said before. It is Disney related. Of course, it includes the Disney Cruise Line, which we haven't really talked about yet. And I adore Disney Cruise Line. We're going to talk about Disney Vacation Club, some Disney movies, and Disney Plus on top of that. I mean, it's like I said, it's like this little mishmash, but once we start talking about it, you'll understand why these things all go together. So everyone, hi, welcome to the podcast. And today my guest is Andria. Say hey and introduce yourself, please.
Hello there, everybody. Hello, Patty. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, people can find me on certain social medias. Facebook is Andria McCoy, and it's MCCAUGHEY. And then Instagram is for my dog. It's Daily Bally. That's how you would find me.
And guys, first thing we have to tell you is you will probably hear Bailey chime in because he wants to be on the podcast too. So
yes, I apologize if you hear some shrieking barking in the background.
He's so adorable. You got to check him out on the Instagram because he's adorable.
Yes, Daily Ballygram.
Yep, love it. Okay, and what are you big fans of? What's your thing? What do you like? What do you do?
Big fan, of course. One of my biggest things is I'm a huge dog lover. And then Disney, of course. I've been to Disney not as many times as some of the people I know, at least 15 times maybe, and probably more because now I have been running the Disney races, usually in January and in Star Wars, and of course my beloved Disneyland, which I miss.
We so miss Disneyland.
We do. I really miss Disneyland. And most recently, I went on my first Disney cruise, but it was my 10th cruise overall. And it was my first Disney cruise.
But was your first Disney cruise? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And this Disney cruise was also special.
Yes.
So you guys are going to see how all this ties together. If you noted, she likes dogs, she likes Disney, and she was on a cruise. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so solve the mystery that I just created and made up completely on my own. And tell us a little bit about why you were on this cruise and why this cruise, like what made this one special.
Okay, well, this cruise just happened last week, and it was a Disney Vacation Club exclusive cruise. And Joe, my significant other, his sister is a Disney Vacation Club member. She has 2 sets of points, and about 15 months ago, we booked our cabins for this specific cruise, and it's a chartered cruise by DVC. So that's the one reason why I went. It was an adult only for the 4 of us, no kids. And we went on that cruise, and there was all sorts of specials for DVC because it was a DVC exclusive cruise. But it was also Halloween on the high seas.
Oh my
So
gosh, they like wrapped everything up in this
oh,
one
they
cruise.
did. And what was really interesting, and maybe because it's October and it's school, I'm going to say there was probably 90 to 95% adults as guests
Okay.
on this cruise. So I was really surprised at that. I thought maybe a lot of people would take their kids out. There's a lot of young kids, and there were some other kids that were teens, preteens that might be homeschooled, or they just said, "Hey, I'm pulling them out of school to do this." And it was a lot of fun. We got to go and do the tours of all the kids' clubs before they opened on the first day, which was really neat. They had special character meetings, and you did not have to sign up for them. You just went and stood in line.
Awesome.
And I went around, and if you go onto my Facebook page, you'll see a lot of different character pictures. I took one day, and I just followed the schedule and went all around the ship and found all the characters. I was determined to find Pluto, of course, and then, of course, his nemesis, Chip and Dale.
Of course.
So what was nice about the Disney Vacation Club was every single day you got a gift in your cabin when they made your cabin up. And it was Disney Vacation Club exclusive gifts. And then at nighttime, you got another gift. And they themed, I believe it was more of like a film festival. So you got a lot of prints. There were a lot of speakers on the cruise, a lot of people that were animators. We got to meet Amy, I'm going to get her name wrong, I'm sure, Amy Smead. And she is a lead animator at Disney in Burbank.
Okay.
And she's done a lot of different projects with Disney. She showed us her very first clip, and she said it's 200, oh my goodness, 200 the little CGI clips for one quick second.
Wow.
It's crazy. I can't even remember the name of the movie because we were just in awe about what she was telling us. She's one of, I think, 15 women who are animators there.
Okay.
So she said her and one of her very best friends are both animators at the Burbank location, and as I think her husband. So we got to meet all those people, got a lot of stuff signed, and while we were also there, they had Disney Vacation Club celebration shows, and basically what they were doing was they were showing Alani and and they were having major member discounts.
Oh, so they were.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so they were. They see Disney's so smart. They get you on this cruise, and then they tempt you, and they treat you, and they introduce you to all these really cool experiences, and then they say, "Oh, and by the way, if you want more of this,
well,
have we got a deal for you?"
And it was probably one of the best deals that Joe and I have heard in a long time.
Awesome.
We had looked at Disney Vacation Club before in the past. I think as far back as when Animal Kingdom was still being sold. And, we had talked to somebody then. Joe had talked to somebody when he was down on vacation for his niece's birthday. Then we called and spoke to somebody. And then this time around, they were telling us about all the different perks and member perks we could get. So we decided to go ahead and schedule an appointment and met with this lovely young lady named Danny. And she gave us all the information. And, the best price point for us was Alani. So we are now property owners in Hawaii.
Hey, that's not something everybody can say. That's pretty exciting.
I know.
So, when were you going? when do you need to use those points? I mean, I'm just saying, I have some free time coming.
I'm sure. So what was nice was we got a huge discount on the DVC, and because we decided to choose a December renewal, they gave us points from 2018.
Oh, wow.
So we banked them right away. So we have 2018 points. And when December 1st hits, we'll have the 2019 points. So we'll have 2 years worth of points we can use between now and July 31st. So we're very excited about that.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to follow along and see where you guys end up going and how you end up using these,
Yep.
because I know I have a lot of friends that are DVC members, and
Yes.
what's so great about it is basically what DVC is it's a timeshare, and you're paying in advance for your vacations for the next 20 years or however long you've
Mm-hmm.
booked in for. And it makes a lot of sense for people like you, like me, who spend
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time, and that's where our choice of vacation is going to be, is in the Disney parks or the Disney properties. And I know that
Yes.
you can use these points in a variety of ways, and that you can use them outside of Disney property. It's not solely Disney, it's just that that's where you get your best bang for your buck, right? Is that
Absolutely.
okay? All right, I thought that was the case. I mean, I'm a travel agent. I don't want you guys to leave me and to go to DVC. However, I can be honest with you and say it's not a bad deal. Like it's a good situation if you're, in the position to be able to do kind of like that pre-purchasing kind of idea of purchasing your vacations in advance, and you're locking in these rates, because as we have seen,
Absolutely. And they're
Disney.
great. They're great rates. They're great finance rates and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. So I'm excited for you. I think this is really cool. When I saw your pictures on Facebook, I was like, she's not a DVC. Wait, maybe she is maybe she just became. And so now I know the story that you went not
Yes.
as a member and became one while you were standing on the ship. See, Disney, you win every time.
I blame the Bermuda Triangle.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's what I do. I blame the Bermuda Triangle.
Now, this DVC member only cruise, I have heard that it's hard to get on. Do they snap up really quickly? Did you guys have to fight over those cabins, or was it pretty manageable? Like, are we talking, Think and Run Disney 2013, where you had to be online,
Yes.
refresh to get in? Okay, that's what I thought I
You
heard.
have to actually call, and it's the day that it goes on sale is the day you should call. So actually, Joe and his sister were sitting there waiting for whatever time it was. I think 8:30 in the morning, and there were three of us calling the number, just waiting to get in, just to get into the queue. We probably did that for a good 20 minutes. Of each of us just kept calling
Mm-hmm.
and just waiting, and it's that whole okay. There's nothing coming up, and then you hear the beep 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 for busy. And we finally got in, and from what I understand, Laura was able to get the last two cabins with a balcony.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and we were happy to be right next to each other.
Oh, that's amazing.
So apparently the balconies went fast. It is definitely pricier than a normal Disney
Okay.
cruise.
Well,
I can tell you that.
that I'm not surprised to hear, because
Right.
of all the offerings that the added,
Mm-hmm.
the specialty things that they did, which, for most people, if you're a DVC member, you're going to put value in the fact that you got to sit down and talk to an animator, right? And that you got to hear her
Absolutely.
story, that you get things signed, that you had all that access to characters, things like that are added benefit to big Disney fans, which is what I would guess is the
Yep.
DVC membership, basically. So that doesn't surprise me to hear that it was a little more expensive.
No, and you know what? It was well worth it because of all the entertainment we received. They're not kidding. When they show a Broadway show, they show a Broadway show.
Hmm.
We got to see Tangled, and with that pricing, all your gratuities were actually included with the pricing. So usually your gratuities are taken out on a regular cruise as the cruise goes on. They didn't do that because Disney Vacation Club add that to their
Okay.
price.
Okay.
So it was nice to just go in and be like, okay, all I'm paying for are the stuff in the stores, or if you have a drink. So that was nice. So it was hard in the very first time. Now I did speak to other guests who said they actually called a couple weeks beforehand, and there were still some rooms available. Whether or not people maybe backed out or they just didn't sell out,
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
Do you know? Or I know which ship were you on?
The
The
Magic.
Magic. Okay. I've only been on the Dream, and I want to be on the
That's my next cruise.
I
The Dream. I can't wait.
I love the Dream. I love the Dream. I want to be on the Dream, like every day of my life, because it's literally a dream. It's pretty amazing.
It's definitely much bigger than the Magic from what I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Magic was definitely the smallest ship I have ever been on.
Well, I will be curious to hear your feedback between the big and the smaller ships, because this might surprise you. But most people that I've talked to actually prefer the smaller ships.
Really? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Good to
They
know.
feel like it's just a little bit more intimate. They love the Dream. They love the fantasy. There's no negatives to being on those big ships. But I have actually heard that a couple of times. So I will be curious for your feedback. So you'll have to come back on and tell us about about your
I'd be happy
experience
to.
here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you've mentioned entertainment. So let's
Mm-hmm.
get to some good stuff. First of all, Maleficent. I have not seen it yet, and
Oh my God.
we are recording this before it comes out to the public. I am
Yes.
going to see it Thursday night. Go ahead. You don't feel like you're spoiling, because I also don't care about spoilers, but you can speak freely, because by the time this goes out, it will have been out, and I'll put a little note on there that there's, mild spoilers if we get to that point in the notes. But tell me, what did you think about it? Because that was the first thing
It
you said, was it was amazing. Yeah.
it was excellent. It was better than the first one.
Okay. All right.
Definitely better than the first one. I love the plot twist. The person you thought you were going to hate, you actually didn't hate.
Okay, I like it, like it.
Yeah. I don't want to give anything away on
Then
this one
then
because it
don't.
was so good.
Okay, then
It
don't,
was
don't, don't,
so,
don't,
so
don't.
good.
But you liked it. Before you saw this one, you saw the original.
I did see the original.
Did you like the original, or did you not like the original? Like, what was your feelings on that one?
I liked the original. I went back and watched it twice just to see, if I missed anything. I was never a big, I guess I was never a big villain fan.
Okay.
Um, and I think it's because the evil queen scared me when I was little.
Fair.
I was always afraid to go into look at mirrors.
That's funny.
And then I was never a big Sleeping Beauty fan. So I was like, oh, this is no big deal. Let me go. So I happened to come across it. I probably about a quarter into the movie on regular TV. And then I was like, oh, this wasn't too bad. So I went back and I looked for it on demand without any of the commercials. And I'm like, oh, that was actually very good. And I'm not a big Angelina fan.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
She was excellent. I think this was my favorite role she has ever done. My very favorite role.
Okay.
And she did not disappoint in the second one. She definitely showed even more softer emotion in the second one, along with very protective emotion.
Okay.
And all your regular characters came back, plus a couple new ones. Makes me want to become a fairy. It does, because it was so much fun. It was. I would have to give it, if you said 5 stars, I'd say 500 stars.
500. Wow. Okay, so you really loved it.
I really liked it.
I've only seen, because I've had quite a few friends that got to do some media screenings, and I wasn't able to go to our media screening this week, so I had to bow out of that. But all of them have been very complimentary and have said it's really good, and they said that they liked it more than the originals.
First one?
So
Yes, I did.
and I even I liked the original. I know a lot of people were not fans of original Maleficent. I liked it. So I went into this one thinking I'm going to like it as well. But I know there was quite a few people that, had different feelings on that. So, well, this that has me excited. Like I said, but guys, by the time you listen to Andrea, I will have already seen it, and you'll probably already hear my thoughts on it, because it'll probably be on Monday Movie Minute. But that was one of the things you guys got to do. So you did that like a full 2 weeks before the general public got to see a movie. So that's, again, another little added benefit bonus that they give you on something like this DVC cruise, which is cool. All right, what else is cool? You said that you got to screen something else, and I know you're excited about this. I'm
Oh,
excited about this one. Tell us about it.
the dog lover in me was so excited. I literally had tears in my eyes when I watched the movie Lady and the Tramp.
Yes. Now, for those of you that don't know, there is a live action, yes, a live action remake, reimagineering. I'm not sure exactly the terminology that they're using of Lady and the Tramp that is coming to Disney Plus on November 12th. It's going to be one of the original movies that they are putting out there on opening day. And when I was at D23 Expo, Yvette Nicole Brown, who's one of the stars of the movie, was there, and she even had some of the dogs on stage. We saw, I think she had Monty with her, which is the tramp, the main tramp, and probably Rose too, which is the main. I think that's who she had, which is the main lady. And yeah, I'm excited about this because I love dogs too. Not as much as you do, but I love dogs too. So tell me, because I know there's a lot of people who feel strongly anti about remaking these animated classics into, you know, live actions. How does this one, where does this one fall? Did you like it? And remember, everybody, this is also going on Disney Plus. So it's not, I don't want to say that the quality is going to be lesser. I'm just trying to point out that this was made for Disney Plus. It wasn't made for the big screen. So keep that in mind also when you do end up watching this movie.
I am one of those who is kind of getting tired of the let's turn the animation into a live
Okay,
action.
fair.
That being said, there are some that I do like the live action. What's nice about this is live. This is not CGI. This is a bunch of rescue
I
dogs.
know.
I'm so excited.
They used real.
They actually went out and found them. Monty, who is the tramp,
Yes.
was found at a rescue in Utah. So they found him and he was perfect. And they looked all over the country for weeks to find something that resembled Tramp. And they finally found him and they sent the picture to the producer and they said, "We think we found him." And he said, "Get him." And they got him. They did some testing with them and like, this is perfect. So then they had to find Lady and they found a rescue for Cocker Spaniels and they found this lady. And the only problem with Lady when they found him was Lady was clipped already. So he's like, well, we'll have to see what happens when her hair grows in. And he went out and did something for work, I think, for about, I don't know, 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, if I remember correctly. He came back and he goes, "Oh my, we have to figure out how we have to clip her."
That's funny.
Because she grew a lot of hair. So what was very interesting was they actually brought in a well-known, world-renowned groomer from Europe who has won several shows doing all these very fancy grooming art pieces on dogs.
Okay.
I can't think of her name. I will try to find it. And they actually flew her in, and they started giving her pictures of Lady from the animated, and she groomed Rose to look like Lady, and it really came out
Oh,
well.
that's awesome. And you learned
Came
all
out
of
very well.
this from who? So somebody was at
The
the
producer,
producer of Lady and the Tramp
he was
was
on
on
the
the
ship.
ship and kind of gave
Hmm.
you guys this talk about how everything happened. Oh, that's so
Yes,
cool. That's so cool.
yes. So, and then all the other dogs are also rescues. They brought rescues in from all over the place. And can I tell you my favorite voice of one of the
Yes, yes.
dogs?
Who did you love?
Trusty,
Okay.
and it is Sam Elliott.
Well, I
It fits
mean,
perfectly.
yeah, as soon as you said Trusty, I was like, it has to be Sam Elliott, right?
It was Sam Elliott. And as soon as he spoke, I went, "Yep, that's Trusty."
Yep, there's Trusty. Okay, cool, cool.
So
Now,
it
was
was
there?
fantastic.
I know that they changed a few things, like Jock is a girl in this one.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Okay, did that bug you? Did that bother you? Were you mad about it? Did it work okay? Like, how does that sound to you?
I'm a purist, so at first I'm like, no, it has to be Jacques. Jacques with
Right.
his little tartan hat and tartan sweater. But as the movie went on, I really liked it. I thought it was funny because Jacqueline really went into her own character with her human.
Okay.
So, and you'll see what I mean when everybody sees the movie. So it didn't bother me as the movie went on, but at first I was like, oh, no, it's Jacques. So now, what I did love about the movie, I really loved about the movie was they changed it up with the diversity. Jim Deere and Darling. It's set in the early 1900s, and typically it was a middle class white couple. Well,
Right.
it was interracial, and I
Oh,
really
right,
liked that.
right.
I
Yes,
really like that they actually are using the diversity now and aren't sticking with the full story of the originals. They're making it their own, which I liked.
awesome.
And I didn't know who Darling was,
Mhm.
and she's got a beautiful voice.
Oh, well, this is exciting. I am so exciting. I'm so excited for all of this. This whole idea of Lady and the Tramp and what they've done with it. And when I read, because I read that about the animals, the how they brought the
Hmm.
dogs in as all rescues. I just thought that was such a beautiful thing for them to do, because in my heart, if I could rescue every puppy out of the shelter, I would. All of our dogs, except for one, have been shelter dogs, just because that's where we ended up. And so I loved hearing that, and I'm excited that you're the test audience. You're the first person to tell me that you enjoyed the
Yay!
movie. Yeah, and that was also, I'll admit, like the other stuff, DVC, yada yada, Disney Cruise Line, awesome, yeah, whatever. But tell me about Lady and the Tramp. That was why I wanted to talk to you, because as soon as I heard, through how people start talking about things that they got to do, and I find this stuff on the internet, I was like, oh, she was on that cruise. I wonder if she'll come tell me about Lady and the Tramp. Well, I so appreciate you taking this time and having this fun discussion. And when is your next cruise? When are you going again?
My next cruise is April 20th, the day after the Star Wars Half Marathon.
Okay, and so you're going down for Star Wars, and then you're hopping on a ship afterwards.
I'm hopping on the Disney Dream that Monday.
Awesome, awesome. I
Hmm.
I think you're gonna have an amazing time, and I will see you in April then, because I'm gonna
Yay!
fly out too. Of course, of course. So that was my next question was, well, when am I gonna see you again? But now I know. Um, well, thank you again so much. This was a lot of fun, and I personally am over here counting down the days to Disney Plus. Um, Everybody, be sure to join in on all the discussions that are happening on my other podcast, which is now streaming Disney Plus. My co-host is Andria Updike, and we are covering all the news, all the deets. As soon as we get access to Disney Plus, we're also going to be able to give you some reviews and give you some information on how it all works. And then not only how it all works, how we feel what movies are going to like line up best for kids or not kids, or what shows are appropriate and that sort of thing. And we're looking forward to all of that when Disney Plus opens on November 12th. Not too much longer, not too much longer. Be sure again to leave those reviews, those 5 stars on Apple. It's appreciated. And hey, thanks for being with me, and come back and fangirl with us again real soon. Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you.